Aditya this side, and welcome to the fourth episode of Conversations on Crypto. We have with us today Jimmy. Jimmy is an entrepreneur, he's a geek, he's a developer. He came early in Bitcoin in 2013 and has been a part of the entire journey up till now. He's a 500 Startups alum and is now the co founder of iOS Token. That's a top 100 coin market cap token. And welcome, Jimmy. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So before we start, I'd like to tell you that Jimmy will be doing an announcement in between the conversation, which will be like a gamified challenge for all of you. So stay tuned and let's start, Jimmy. So we would love to start with a little about you. What have you been doing up till now?
Yeah, so actually, if any of you guys ever watched my previous live streaming, there was one episode where I gave a pretty long conversation about who I am, what I did in the past. For the sake of time, I'm just giving you guys like a brief introduction of myself right now. So I was born in Beijing, came to US for college. I sold my first startup while I was in college, made my first bucket of gold. Then, I started my second company when I was in my sophomore, junior year, I think. Then we moved to Silicon Valley. We got invested in 100 startups. The company was doing well, was valued at $50 million. After that, I started another company in China. The company actually right now worth about $100 million right now. We have 300 employees. The company is getting to a stable mode where it's more like BD or sales driven. Then we handled it to a specific sales team where we moved to iOS in the second half of 2017. Right. We've been trying to, revolutionize traditional industries and actually trying to make things better constantly. So that's what we focus on. My co-founders and I were all computer science major, and we're all been through multiple businesses. So hopefully this is going to be an exciting venture. Right. We can talk about crypto for a little while because I actually personally started, looking into crypto since 2013. Yeah. What was back then there was no term called blockchain, right? Like there's a lot of BS going on in the market right now because since the surge of Bitcoin on the second half of 2017, everyone started to say, they're experts in blockchain for years. Right. The fact is that, because I started in 2013, it's actually not that early, by the way. Like Bitcoin originally started way earlier than that. So in 2013, the price was like $300 something after the empty box thing. And like goes up and down, but it's not really expensive. And what happened was my college professor at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia, Chingiz, he's a Turkish professor. He actually brought Bitcoin to my world. Back then, he was mining Bitcoin at his house. Right. It was crazy, right? And he was telling me that, hey, this is great because look, like for the first time in human history, you get to, own your own assets. You don't have to worry about, anyone, either government or whatever, go ahead and just forfeit your stuff, right? And of course, you can do that with gold, but you don't want to carry all that heavy metal stuff, right? So if you save your gold in the bank, it becomes the same thing. So I figured, this is pretty cool, right? Like you actually get your own stuff. And I would say some people argue that, hey, Bitcoin is that, Bitcoin doesn't have any actual value. I don't think that's true because like giving people a network where people can actually exchange assets while not worrying about having their assets being forfeited by any third party. This is value. You know what I'm talking about? Like, so I think this is huge. That's when I started to buy Bitcoin in 2013. But back then, frankly speaking, even my college professor, he's a CS professor, by the way, no one talks about blockchain, right? People trade Bitcoin to make money. They think it's the future. There's not blockchain. There's a concept called blockchain, but nobody really cares too much about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until the born of Ethereum. So I actually got into Ethereum at early 2015. So it was pretty cheap back then. From $1 to like $10 is pretty cheap. Yeah, I screwed up on Ethereum. I've got a lot of Ethereum back then, a lot. And I sold everything after the DAO attack. It was about $16 or something. But yeah. But Vitalik sold almost all of his as well. So yeah. Right. I'm sorry.
Right. So All right. So we understand that you got into crypto so early, and what did you do? So what are your feelings now? Like, what are you feeling right now about the markets? Like, what do you feel about crypto right now?
Yeah. So kind of obvious right now is we're getting into a little bit of bearish market.
Right.
We got $19,000 some point last year. Right now we're looking at 8. Actually, while we're speaking here, I think it just broke 8,000 for like a second. But anyway, this is always sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Like last year, people were saying there was a bubble, right? Obviously, there was a bubble. Like especially for ICOs, not only for Bitcoin, like for whatever project you invest in, as long as it's not a scam, you're gonna make some money. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is like 2x, 3x, if not 10x, right? Unless you just get scammed. So this is good in some way, and this is obviously bad in some ways, right? So we're talking about it. It's good because this is like the 2000 .com bubble. Once again, in the meantime, it for sure is a bubble. There's no way any startup should be valued at hundreds of millions of dollars at a super early stage, right? But in the meantime, this actually drives a lot of talent in, right? So for us, we were actually able to recruit the top tier, the best team, one of the best teams, I think, in blockchain. We'll talk about team members in a little bit, but this is pretty exciting, right? Like all the smart people, they were, national Olympic informatics, like NOI, IOI, ACM gold medalists, right? They're like world champions. And now, previously they're working for Google or working for whatever. Now they're wanting to get into blockchain because the money is there. Right. This is a bright side of having a bubble. Like it drives talent in.
This is a very interesting angle. This is a very interesting angle somebody just put for the first time. Talent gets driven by the bubble, and that's absolutely right.
Exactly. But obviously that has some problem too, because if you can make money, for any shitty project you do, it's pretty obvious that there will be fraudsters or scammers coming to the market trying to have some bullshit project and just have people give them money, then they don't do shit and just disappear after 2 months. Which is pretty bad. But nowadays, this is obviously getting better because right now it's getting into a bearish market. And it's pretty interesting that almost, I would say vast majority of the projects that were launched on exchange in the last month, the price is kind of getting challenged, right? A lot of them actually dipped harder, and the price right now is actually lower than the pre-sale price. So what does that mean for your investor? You're going to be careful right now, right? You can't just, put your bets everywhere, do this blindly like what it did last year anymore. You actually have to be careful. And this actually drive the good projects in and actually gradually, kind of let the bad guys out. So I guess that's the bright side of having a bearish market. So people say that during bearish market is the best time for people who are actually serious about technology to sit down and develop their tech.
I mean, that gives us a sweet time. That's like brilliantly said.